might not always be there for you. But one thing for sure, God is. He will be with you in every step of the way. So shut the door and stay with God. Okay, another thing. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Okay, I'm not going to say. But what can we learn here? You know, God wants us to stretch our faith. What did the Lord say? Gather as many. Sabi niya, gather as many vessels. You know, stretch up to the last vessel that you could grab. He never said, not just few, just many. Why? Because I can fill it up. When did the oil stop flowing? When there is no more vessel. Right? When there is no, imagine, there is still vessel. Do you think the oil will stop? No, it will still continue. The reason the blessing of God stops is because we are not able to hold the capacity of His blessing. We cannot contain it anymore. But this is my point. What do you have in your house? What do you have? Do you have empty vessels inside your house? Bring it out. Let that flow. You know, let it flow. Let it flow. God wants us to stretch our faith. Do not just gather few, but many. Blessing is based on our capacity to handle. How much ready we are. Are you ready for God's blessing? Ready na ba kayo? Are you ready for God's blessing? Lord, pour it out now. No, bigay niyo na, Lord. Ready na daw sila. But only God knows if you're ready. God's blessing is tough when we are enough. Wala na tayo. You know, so my suggestion, bring it out, right? And then lastly, our blessing is based on our capacity to handle. The solution. This is the last verse. Then she came and told the man of God, and he said, go sell the oil and pay your debt, and you and your sons live on the rest. Wow. Okay? So that's the solution. You know, one thing that I'd like us to see here, God does not only meet our needs, but He gives more. You know, what is the need of the woman? Just to pay off the debt. But what did God do? You pay. And then the rest, yung sukli, you know, the change, keep it. You know, keep the change. Enjoy it. And it's not only for her. It's also for her two sons. Right? You know, the only thing she wanted at first was just to pay the debt and save her son to slavery. But God in His mercy provided more. The same way Jesus did for us. Besides paying our debts, He adds a reward by giving us the chance to be with Him in heaven. You know, sometimes we don't realize if we ask for forgiveness, probably the Lord Jesus Christ will say, okay, I forgive you. That's it. Done. Tawad na kita. I forgive you. But heaven is mine to decide to give it to you. I forgive you, then quits. No heaven. But the Lord said, no, I forgive you, but with my grace, you will be with me. There is extra bonus. There is an added bonus. And did you notice, the woman did not take advantage. She went back to the man of God. She went back to the person who helped her. Diba? When she had all the oils, hindi niya agad binenta. Hindi siya nagtatalon sa tuwa. And she never, ran out and start, selling all those oil. She went back to Elisha and she waited for further leading and instruction. This is something that reminds me, to remind everyone, that if God answers our prayer, let's get back to Him and ask His leading. Lord, sinagot mo na yung panalangin ko. Right? What's next? What's next? She waited. Okay. So that is our lesson. Okay. In summary, okay, In summary, the big question, because this is my title, where does the woman draw her strength? Kasi Mother's Day ngayon, di ba? It's Mother's Day, right? And we want to get some inspiration from this mother. Remember, meron siyang two sons. So what can we learn from this mother? And this is where I'm going to close. In summary, let us enumerate the lesson we could learn or draw from the story of this no longer poor widow. Because he's no longer poor. Right? Number one, where does he draw strength? The strength, not the strength of a woman, from her obstacle. You know, represented by her trials and testing. You know, every one of us, not only the mother, okay, not only the mom, we will all face trials and testing. And this can serve us as a source of our strength. Diba? It can either break us or build us. So how do you treat your obstacle? How do you treat your trials? I hope we do it the same way with this woman. You know, there are times in our life that we are going to be placed on the same situation. We might say, you never know the feelings, how difficult it was, Brother Adele. Yes, I don't know, but God does. The strength of this woman comes from how she treats the obstacle in her life. It either break her or build her. So when we face with similar challenges, how do we look at them? Do we just stop and do nothing? Or do we move and strive forward? Life is a constant battle. God did say that in this world, we will face challenges. But His strength will be sufficient for us. So this is the source of the woman's strength. Number two, the oil, represented by her trust. By her treasure, sorry. The second source of the woman's strength is the oil. The prophet Elijah helps the woman understand and realize that whatever small she has can become a source of a great help. The oil represents her utmost treasure. And for many of us, it might be our talent or it might be our time. Regardless of whatever it is, no matter how small, when we surrender it to the Lord, it can become big. God can turn it into something great. Now, it's time to evaluate, time to think, what do we have in our house right now? That is the second source of her strength. You know, the small things that she has in her house. Number three, her obedience, represented by her trust. You know, this is one thing that I admire on this woman. You know, another possible source of her strength is from her capacity and capability to obey. Many things can be accomplished when we do not complain and when we do not look down on ourselves. Right? Pag kayo complain ka ng complain, wala kang ma-accomplish. When you look yourself too down, you know, there's nothing that you could accomplish. When we do not complain and when we do not look down on ourselves but look up on God, then we can accomplish so many things. Trust is the ability to say, yes, God can do it. That is her obedience. Others, this is another source of her strength. The people around her, represented by her testimony. It is important to know that we are designed by God to interact with each other. And it's worth to know that we have to look others as a source of strength. So how do you foresee people around you? Are they trouble or are they a good source of strength? Oh, ayan na naman si kapatid. Oh, bigla na naman siyang pangailangan o problema o dadalhin sa akin. Or is it, you know, ayan na naman si kapatid. Maasahan ko yan palagi. I could count on her always. Yes, God do answer our needs. He addressed our needs, and oftentimes, remember this, He used people to accomplish it. That is another source of strength. What else? Of strength. represented by her two sons. Sa tingin ko naman, it's just but obvious the reason why, that the woman is strong and have that courage because of her offspring. Siguro naman, especially all the mothers here who are celebrating Mother's Day, your source of strength are your kids. You will do imaginable things for your kids. And I'm not going to question that. Offspring. According to Psalms 127, children are heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. Like arrows in the hands of a warrior, are children born in one's youth. Blessed is the man whose quiver is full of them. They will not put to shame when they contend with their opponents in court. So, children are blessed. Alagaan natin yung mga anak natin, kaya yung mga bata natin. And lastly, her outlook. This is where he draw her strength. The way her character, how she carried her character, being true or being truthful. She could have just thrown in the towel. She could have just simply surrendered. I quit, I give up. I don't want to continue. It's done there. She could have complained, Lord, akala ko ba you will bless me because I have a godly husband. She could have questioned. She could have just find another way or means to resolve the problem. Yes, we have said that trust is saying that God can do it, but this woman outlook, through faith, we can say, God has done it. So, as a conclusion, Happy Mother's Day, and I hope the way this mother showed her character in her story has inspired us to do the same thing. Let's come to the Lord in prayer. Our Heavenly Father God, Lord, again, we would like to thank you for this simple message, Lord God, that you have given us through this afternoon. Lord, we thank you for the gift of mother, of having them for us, Lord God. Truly, Lord God, that they are special gifts from you. Lord, we pray for our mothers. We ask, Lord God, that you bless them. Make them, Lord God, the same as this woman, Lord God, in this story. We pray, Lord God, that you will give them the courage and the strength to face all the challenges. And Lord, we entrust them to you. We thank you, Lord God, once again for this message, and we entrust everything to you, Lord God, the rest of the day. In Jesus' name.